How's it going, everyone? Here to talk about your guys' favorite publisher and my favorite publisher once again. One of their major titles that was in development, a big free game, has been officially canceled. One live service game out the door, 50 more are gonna be coming in because Ubisoft won't rest as far as that's concerned. And a bit of an update on the Assassin's Creed Shadows insanity that's been going on as far as online connectivity, so we'll talk about that as well. But right off the top, Red Storm Entertainment developed free-to-play multiplayer survival action game in Tom Clancy's The Division Heartland has been canceled. Yes, Ubisoft will not be trying to nickel and dime you and try to get money from you for a decade with Division Heartland. It has unfortunately been canceled. In reality, a free-to-play Division title, it could have been an interesting outing as part of Ubisoft's efforts to streamline its operations and adapt to evolving market trends. There have been further reorganizations within the global publishing teams, both at the Asia-Pacific region that is now organized into 3 engagement hubs, and at the central level, reads the report. Additionally, in line with increased selectivity of its investment, Ubisoft has decided to stop development on the Division Heartland and has redeployed resources to bigger opportunities such as X-Defiant and Rainbow Six. As far as what that next Rainbow Six title is, obviously Siege still being a perpetual mainstay for Ubisoft and has quite the engagement level. X-Defiant, that is dropping here shortly, and that's a game I'm sure they're going to try to keep around for a very, very long time. Another competitive shooter there. The Division is a franchise that I feel like really had a lot of excitement with the Division 1. Division 2 had quite a bit of buzz, but the Division 1, when that game was initially revealed, much like Watch Dogs 1, had an enormous level of hype. I think people don't remember just how hotly anticipated the Division 1 was, and much like Watch Dogs 1, those two games, I remember when they were being revealed, Ubisoft still had a relatively good amount of goodwill with their consumer. It's very different now, which I am actually really happy about the pushback that Assassin's Creed Shadows has had. I just thought Assassin's Creed was such a big of an IP that people wouldn't point out the absolute nonsense with that game, but hey, I have been pleasantly surprised quite a bit. Pleasantly surprised that the PC gaming community took Sony to task over Helldivers 2 and now Ghost of Tsushima. Pleasantly surprised by the fact that people push back on Star Wars Outlaws and that game's special editions, and now pleasantly surprised once again by the pushback that Assassin's Creed Shadows has had. I feel like people, Ubisoft's been doing nonsense for a while, but now it just seems like they are absolutely on the crap list, so to speak, for a lot of people. And the amount of negativity surrounding Ubisoft, because it is deserved, warms my heart. I've been calling out Ubisoft for a while, not to be one of those, I jumped on the bandwagon way before you guys kind of people, but it's just nice to see that the overarching gaming world is now also crapping on Ubisoft, because guys, when you do fake early access, when you have $130 special editions, when you have major single-player releases made with a fundamental design element being microtransactions have to be involved in this game, that is obviously going to cause me an annoyance, and now it's nice to see the overall gaming community call them out on the BS that they've been perpetuating for a very long time. It warms my heart. My cold, callous heart is warmed by the gaming community in recent months and recent weeks, just because of the pushback that they've given certain publishers. But nevertheless, as far as Division Heartland goes, one live service game's development comes to an end, 50 more will be in the pipeline, and live service doesn't just end with multiplayer games these days. As we know, single-player games very much adopting a live service model as well. And you know what? Yes, there's a lot of online pushback towards various things Ubisoft is doing. Do I expect AC Shadows to sell very well? Yes. Do I expect Star Wars Outlaws to sell very well? Yes. But you know what? People at least calling out Ubisoft, I can be happy about the little W's. An update from Assassin's Creed, the official Assassin's Creed Twitter account as well. Much like Star Wars Outlaws, for the initial installation of Assassin's Creed Shadows, an online connection will be required, noting, hey everyone, we wanted to share some early information on the upcoming launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Following some questions we've noticed in the community, Assassin's Creed Shadows will not require a mandatory connection at all time. An online connection will be needed to install the game, but you will be able to play the entire journey offline and explore Japan without any online connection. We are super excited to bring Assassin's Creed to feudal Japan on November 15th when the game releases, and cannot wait to show you more along the way. There was a lot of pushback for this, but let me tell you guys something. As far as online connectivity goes, if Ubisoft could have it their way, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I believe, would absolutely require a mandatory online connection. What does a mandatory online connection offer to them, the publisher, that doesn't really incentivize the consumer? Well, whenever there are new events rolling out, whenever there's downloadable content coming out, whenever there's new microtransactions and cosmetics that drop, they get to promote those things to you. That happens all the time across the board on Ubisoft titles. Whenever there's new content, you're gonna have that promoted, and if you can promote new content being released to somebody that's already playing the game, that is incredibly beneficial to Ubisoft, because they're not happy with just getting $70 for the game. This has been abundantly clear. While to the naked eye, it seems like $70 is the price point for these video games, people that can utilize 3 to 4 brain cells can realize that $70 isn't a real price point across the board. Maybe a game like Stellar Blade is $70, and yeah, that game doesn't have a lot of microtransactions or monetization attached to it, but Assassin's Creed Shadows very much isn't a $70 game. Let's get that twisted. If you pay $70 on it, you won't get day one story-based content, quest content. You will not get day one content. Oh, by the way, you are also getting a delayed release of the game. Dare you only pay $70 for the game and not the $110? You are not getting to play the game at its actual release date. You have to wait 3 days. Yes, Ubisoft and every other publisher can promote it as early access, but let's be real, it isn't early access. It's delayed access for those that dare to spend only $70. And yes, I am a broken record when bringing this up, but I have to bring it up over and over again so some people can get that through their head that they're not paying for early access. The people that are paying $70 instead of $110 are paying for delayed access. That is the reality, and if you don't call stuff like that out, Ubisoft is going to continually push and push and push. And what I said yesterday and recently when talking about the next step for Ubisoft, what I truly believe the next step is, there's a $110 Gold Edition that Ubisoft always releases. They have been very formulaic with their release structure, but there's also a $130 Ultimate Edition. At this point, usually those Ultimate Editions that are $130, it's a lot of superfluous in-game content, time savers, nonsense that people don't care about. You guys really think that it's gonna remain nonsense that people don't care about forever? Oh, I believe that at some point, if Ubisoft sees that the Gold Edition at 110 is being received well, they'll try to trickle in, you know, narrative-based content, a little bit extra for that $130 Ultimate Edition, because 110 isn't enough. They want that 130 from you. They are a business, they want the money, and they want that $130 from you. Right now, they're playing it a little bit easy. We'll be happy with the 110. We'll give you early access with the 110. How about early access isn't in the $110 version, it's in the $130 Ultimate Edition. If you pay $110, you'll get the Season Pass, but early access now baked into the $130 edition. I am just throwing out possibilities for Ubisoft to escalate with their monetization practices, because they've been escalating. If you've been following this, they've been escalating for a long time, and they just do it in tiny increments so people don't realize it until you just wake up one day and suddenly $130 Ultimate Edition, $110 Gold Edition with Season Pass, narrative-driven day one content, early access, fake early access, so on and so forth, and not to even get started about the characters, and the, you know, that people haven't talked about that enough. Not trying to get demonetized here. You know, sometimes it pays. You know, these videos do pay your boy, and I'm not trying to get my ass demonetized, so we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, you guys can say whatever the hell you want in the comment section, and I will have a field day reading about it. But that'll do it for me, guys. Again, The Division Heartland getting canceled, the latest live service game that's actually not even going to come to fruition. A lot of publishers have gotten a little bit ahead of the curve and decided to just cut the live service games before they even get started. Like, it's going to be a flop anyway. Why not just end it while we're ahead? And Assassin's Creed Shadows will not require a mandatory connection, but you know, just be mindful. If it was up to Ubisoft, I truly believe that they would require a mandatory online connection. But that'll do it for me. Again, Ubisoft is going to be quite in the news cycle. You know, I'm sure Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be an enjoyable game once you strip away the nonsense attached to it. Like, $130 Ultimate Edition isn't ideal. Online connectivity being required at all, even for the initial installation. If you buy a physical copy, that shouldn't be the case. But I'm sure there will be a good game there. Like, I'm pretty confident in that, and if you enjoyed Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, you'll probably like this one as well. But some of the stuff Ubisoft has been doing just isn't ideal to me, and that's putting it lightly. But that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, thank you for watching. Sound off down below, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.